All right, y'all know I'm walking, so my signal might go out, and or I might sound like I'm out of breath. Okay, so sorry, me and my husband was going on a walk together, so I came into this late. I'm like 15 minutes late. Anyway, um, all right. The reason why I started this live is because y'all know this the fall season. Everybody getting their colds and stuff, so I got to start. I had already pre-made us some soup, so I'm gonna just take that out tonight and eat that because I feel like me getting a little cold. Trying to get y'all some good scenery pictures. Like the sun is really sunning right now. All right, so the reason why y'all know I'm gonna be in somebody's tree. The reason why I wanted to do this video today is because I am learning a lot about myself. Uh, I know that I am always trying to protect people and stand up and fight for people. I was born like this, and sometimes I don't know how to turn it off. But I was able to look at a human being I know who is exactly like me, and this is why we get along so well. But what I noticed is that this particular person, their code is so heavily on protection and defending that they will do that to crazy extremes. Like fighting for justice for some shit that just don't make sense at all. Um, and when I saw this person do this, there was this one particular thing we were looking at a news report where this guy had his little lipstick on and his hair curled and shit, and he was saying he was a woman. And this other, I don't know if this woman was a politician or yo, these trees fucking me up. Branch just cut me right in my forehead. But anyway, um, so I don't know if she was a politician or what, but she had put up a billboard, and I think this was London somewhere. And she said woman. It was like woman, and it was like W stands for this, O stands for that. Basically, was trying to describe what a woman is. And so the man took her to court or something, and he was saying that it was offensive and it was trans hate or some shit. And she was like, "How is that trans hate if I'm just saying what it is to be a woman? How is that contributing to me hating you?" And then he said, "A woman is a woman because she feels like a woman." And I said, "What? No, no, no. I'm a woman because my pussy cramp up when I bleed every month, and I gave birth to 4 kids. So that makes me a woman. I don't feel all glamorous and girly and nail polishy and shit like that, but I'm still a woman. So for me, it's like, what size pads do you wear every month? If you can never answer that, whether it be pads or tampons, you're not a woman. Period. And for all you women out there with y'all broken uteruses that don't work, I'm not talking about y'all. There's something wrong with y'all code. Completely different. But for a man to say he's a woman because he feels like he's a woman inside, that shit is so offensive. And so she was arguing the point of the trans. And I said, ho, before you argue the point of a trans man, or however they call that shit, you first are a woman, right? Me and you both had babies. I seen you bleed, you seen me bleed, right? So what are we doing here? You're giving permission to men to yet again find another reason to take power away from women. And what they're really trying to seek out is women, the woman's essence for protection. But again, that's misguided, just like all that other stuff. So when this person was arguing this point, yeah, let them be women. I said to this person, I was like, I was going to a bathroom one time in a hotel lobby, and a man came in with his man voice and his hairy ass legs, and he had a uh, bright yellow dress on with flowers on it, right? Damn, I need some tissue. And I remember seeing his hairy legs because I was in the bathroom stall. And then I looked up and I was like, why is it a man in a woman's bathroom? So I look up again and I see he has his hair curled up like a female with lipstick on, with hairy ass knuckles and a mustache. So I was freaking out. So I texted my husband and I said, yo, it's a man in this bathroom and I did not feel safe. So my husband comes to the bathroom and let me know he was there. And came and got me. I just really did feel safe. That was so crazy. And it was a female bathroom, not a male bathroom. It wasn't no fucking trans bathroom. It was a female bathroom. So I told her this, how as a rape victim, now I've been open and honest about me being sexually assaulted twice in my life. I don't, my defense with men, as soon as I see a man, I'm already locating parts on his body that I could take him out quickly in case he try to attack me. That's just how I fucking live my life. I'm not saying that I think all men are rapists or criminals or whatever that will harm me, but because of my trauma, I'm just always ready at the go to fight a man. So I didn't want to feel like that in the fucking bathroom stall. Like that was such a violation of privacy. And I told her that, and she said, "Well, he had the right to use the bathroom." And I said, "What the fuck is happening?" So I say all that to say that when you are fighting for what you believe in, fighting for justice to protect someone, to love, you have to be able to draw a line. Where is your line? Where the fuck is your line? So that person didn't have a line. And so I had to slowly distance myself from the situation. And Wow, I don't even know how long that's been out. Honestly. Huh. Sorry, y'all. I don't know where y'all stopped hearing me. But anyway, to get back to my point is you have to first stand for something before you fall for anything. So it doesn't matter if you're ride or die and you're willing to fight for justice. You just have to know what justice is for you. What does that mean for you? Um, so for me, this is a personal situation right now. So my son is an artist. He makes music. He's a singer and a rapper, right? So he has a studio in the house. So we do. I mean, he has different artists coming in and out of the house and engineers and shit. So one of the kids that came in, this kid is we know this kid from him being in high school or whatever. So I would say he definitely um, has a place in my heart, which means that I would want to protect him and make sure he's straight, right? So I was talking to him about this artist, and I said, "Have you protected yourself in the background?" And he said, "Yeah." I said, "So you're a secure party?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Okay. Where did you file your UCC financing statement?" Um, he said, "What's that?" So I said, "Okay." So he doesn't understand what I'm saying. So I tried to go into contracts, right? And the way I was trying to break the contract down was my son. I said to my son, I'm sorry. I said to my son, when you got you a car and you had got a financing company to help you with your car note, did you read the part of your contract where it says that you give them permission to take out a life insurance policy on you? He was like, no. Now they both artists, they both creatives, and I'm trying to teach them the business side of it. So I said, okay, so both of y'all have had contracts that you haven't read through, and y'all trying to be artists. I said, this is how these 360 contracts are put in place because y'all come from poverty. You're poor, you're broke. You want to do all this big shit. So when somebody give you a check for a nice amount of money, surely more than you've ever made, you sign on the dotted line. So I try to give him another example. I said, ooh, I had to take my break because y'all know my husband be on my ass. So I'm a quarter of the way to my goal. But anyway, so I tried to give them another example as far as Kanye not having access to his bank account and him trying to liquidate his assets and shit now for money. So I said, if Ye knew what I know, he can get all his money back immediately and all the freezes on his shit would be removed, regardless of what the adversaries are doing to him. And so then I proceeded to tell them how that is. And every time I got deeper and deeper into what he's supposed to be doing, he started talking about all these connections he got. He said, well, basically, we just need funding right now. And I said, but I'm telling you how to have an everlasting funding bag. I was like, you're not getting it. And I said, by me just talking to you right now, I see you not paying attention to what I'm saying. So I said to him, okay, when you ready to protect your kids, you come to me and I'll help you. Because what I'm not going to do is keep fucking wasting my breath. So I left out the room with the guys and I didn't even say bye, nothing. I just left because he was pissing me off and shit, not listening. And I was like, damn, you getting so upset, B. Like, you getting so upset and it's not going to affect you at all. Him not understanding this is because it's not time for him to understand this, man. It's just not. Why are you so mad at him not being ready? And so that's what I had. That's what I'm going on my walk today for, to try to not be, I guess, narcissistic. I guess, is that what it is? Because I feel like I know what's best for you, so you should do what the fuck I say. But that's not how reality is. So, so I can't be like that. And all I kept saying to myself is, I pray that my son is listening to the words from his mother, the wisdom that's coming out, so that he won't fall into the traps that everybody else falls into. And all you can do is cross your fingers. That's it. And trust your work. So, um, another thing he was saying, the kid, right? He was like, he had a serious trauma happen, um, and his kid is with the grandparents, but the grandparents don't want him to see his kid. Now, y'all know, and I know, they can't do that shit. That they making you think you could do that, they could do that, but they can't do that shit. So the first thing I was about to do was connect him with the elder. Now I already told y'all she a fucking beast. She be doing shit or her shit be working. So if anybody trying to get custody of their kids, regardless of the situation, contact me and I'll put you in touch with somebody who will absolutely get you your kids back. And I know she ain't, she never said she wanted to be teaching nobody this stuff, but I can't not connect y'all. So if you are, wow, that's so great, trying to get your kids, custody of your kids, I know somebody that can get your kids back. She charges $500. Hey, don't do that. But I'm definitely talking about you. And you definitely gonna help people. You ain't learn all this shit just to keep it inside. So, all right. So I wanted to talk to y'all about that because I needed to vent about how disappointed I was in the voice not listening. But I also wanted to also encourage the other people who are waking up and learning this stuff not to get discouraged when you try to explain this information to people because it's all in due time. It's all in due time. We won't get there.